Hi, this is Michael Buffer, and let's get ready for Knockout TV.
Let's do it. Welcome back to Knockout TV, Micky Ward. Now, last time I saw you, they made a movie about your life.
Right.
Now, a book.
Exactly.
Talk about the book, A Warrior's Heart. Now, did you have any part of writing this book, or was it pretty much somebody came up to you and said, well, okay, Micky Ward, book time?
Right. Well, no, Joe Layton's a very good writer. He somehow, I don't know how it happened, but we got a hold of each other. I wanted to write a book, and I figured who better to write it than, Joe wrote it, but it's from my mouth. And he's a great guy. He's a great writer. And it just come up, and we started the project maybe a little over a year ago, and he did a great job. And there's a lot of things in the book that wasn't in the movie about my life, and a lot of things that happened in my life that wasn't in the movie. So, if you want to know about me more, or if it's a good read, so go out and buy it or whatever you want to do. But it's a good read, and put a lot into it.
Now, let's go back to the movie a little bit. Are you happy with how you were portrayed, or your family was portrayed? Did you have a lot of say in the movie?
Yeah, we were up at Mark's house for a couple of weeks at a time, me and Dickie, up there with Christian and Mark, and Mark did a great job. Obviously everything didn't go exactly the way my life went, but in a roundabout way it was right on. Everything didn't happen just the way it happened, but it happened in different ways. So, but I was happy with it. It was probably 85% good. It was right on pretty much. But the power of the sisters in the gym didn't happen, and my mother coming to my house with all my sisters like the Griswolds didn't happen. You know what I mean? But my sister, there's no love lost with my sisters and my wife. I mean, they're cordial, and they talk here and there, but it's like really not a love thing. But that's just the way it is.
Now, they couldn't get any better looking guy than Wahlberg to play you?
Mark, you hear that? No.
Wahlberg, I'm calling you out. Let's go.
You don't want him. I spar with him. No,
I tell you.
I'm telling you, he can punch. And but Mark did a great job. I just feel bad that my character was so laid back, and I wasn't the crazy one jumping out of windows and doing all this crazy stuff. And Christian just nailed Dickie. They went through numerous actors trying to get the right guy for Dickie, and they couldn't have got the better guy with Christian Bale. They had numerous names, but Christian Bale nailed it.
He really did. Now let's talk about Dickie. How's Dickie doing? Because Dickie all of a sudden became the famous one, and the family's there for a short time.
Yeah, Dickie, yeah. I mean, hey, that's fine with me. I don't care. But you're right. It was good. The movie was good for Dickie. You know what I mean? It brought him back into the box, and he was kind of out of it a little bit. Now he's in the gym, training kids. But he just got a back operation, so his foot's bad now from the operation. And one of the screws in his back is kind of screwed up, so he's recovering from that. But he'll be back in the gym after. Now
let's talk about your health. How you feeling health-wise? I mean, you have some issues in the past. You look great. Right. Are you healthy?
Yeah, I'm healthy. I'm very healthy, but I suffer from post-concussion syndrome, and I'm in a study with Dr. Robert Cantu out of Boston. He's in with Chris Nowinski, and Ted Johnson from the Patriots is in it. Numerous pro hockey players are in it, retired ones, along with football players too. So, when I pass, I'm going to donate my brain so they can study the effects of concussions.
See, that's wonderful. I mean, I've been in the head a lot.
Right.
You've been in the head a little bit more than me, and concussions are dangerous.
Yeah.
And back when we were kids, they didn't give much seriousness to that.
No, I mean,
they really didn't.
All the concussions, a lot of mine happen in the fight, obviously. You know what I mean? But people don't understand, when you're sparring in the gym, sparring hard, I never realized this, but just getting dazed is a minor concussion. Just getting dazed. And how many times you get dazed sparring, you spar the next day. So you probably had numerous concussions, and I know I did. And I used to go home and sometimes younger be sick. And, you never thought about it back then.
Right.
I was getting dizzy, but it wasn't a big thing back then. But now it's out there. I mean, I've had more than I think I've had. I can't even count how many I've had, you know what I mean? But it is what it is. And, I just try to stay healthy and live a good life.
No, you seem like you're doing great. You seem like you're doing great. It's great to see you. Now, we got to talk about Arturo Gatti.
Right.
The 3 fights are legendary. The trilogy. There won't be another of that, I don't see, in the near future. I mean, rivalries are great in the sport. You guys ended up being friends. And as a fight fan, and fight fans that we have here, I want to thank you just for the joy and the fights that you brought us were incredible. And I'm going to tell you, I was at the third fight in Atlantic City, and I couldn't wait for the round to end just so I could relax and sit down. You know, as a fight fan, I appreciated that.
Me too.
Now,
I couldn't wait till then to sit down.
talk about Arturo in the ring.
He was Arturo was a great fighter. You know, he was a great boxer. He could punch very good too. You know, he had very good legs. You know, he had a great chin. You know, he had a big will. He was just a tough guy. You know, it was like fighting my twin. You know what I mean, and some. You know, for that matter. But you know, and it's just, you know, we started off just, you know, mutual, like we shook each other's hands. We really didn't know each other.
Sure, yeah, sure.
But as the fights ended, and we got more respect. Before the last third fight, we weighed in, and you know, you got to do the stare down. We look at each other, and we start bursting out laughing. What do you see that? And then we went in there trying to kill each other. You know, it's just like we shake hands and kill each other. We're great friends outside the ring. When we got in there, we were enemies, you know.
Yeah.
But we were respectful in there. We wouldn't disrespect each other. You don't have to do that crap. You don't have to. Someone can be my friend, and I want to aspire. I want to win. You know, he's just a great guy. Our styles just made for each other. He was a great guy, you know what I mean? He was no disrespectful. I wasn't disrespectful. I think we showed kids that you can go in there and compete very hard and not be disrespectful and respect each other.
That's exactly what I got out of it as a fight fan, because we're all fight fans first.
Right,
you know,
exactly,
and that's why we like the sport. That's why I'm doing what I do. That's why you're here and doing what you do, because we were fight fans. Now, let's go back to your childhood. I mean, you grew up in Boston, the area in Mass?
I grew up in Lowell, 26 miles north of Boston. My brother, you know, Dickie fought for years before me. He's 8 years older than me. You know, he had a very good amateur career. You know, he fought Sugar Ray Leonard as a pro. He was very good as a pro. And he took me down to the gym when I was 7, and boom, took off. But I never thought I'd do it for profession. I like football and baseball better. You know, when I was younger and wrestling. And I was a wrestler, you know, so...
You wrestled in high school growing up? You wrestled?
I was going to wrestle high school, but I was boxing too much, so I couldn't do both. They were in the same season, Golden Gloves and wrestling season at the same time. But I wrestled all through junior high school and stuff, and all that, you know, at the boys' clubs and girls' clubs I wrestled.
Now, all right, growing up, you went into the gym. Now, who'd you like? I mean, was there somebody that a favorite fighter, or
no one.
Did you hated everybody?
No, I didn't hate him.
I hated everybody. I love rooting against guys.
No, I didn't want to be like anybody. I just wanted to go in there and fight, and you know, obviously Dickie fought, but I wasn't Dickie's style. I fought a lot like Dickie younger. I moved around a lot and boxed, but I just turned into like a puncher, not a puncher, but like a fighter, you know.
Yeah.
And but I really never looked at it like, who do I want to be like? I never thought about that.
No, you were Micky Ward.
Yeah,
you were Micky Ward, and we're happy to have you. You know, I mean, you fought. I mean, you fought hearts out every fight. You were a pleasure to watch. We're so happy to have you back on Knockout TV, Micky, and it really is a pleasure talking to you again. And buy the book, A Warrior's Heart, Micky Ward. Now, wait, I'm going to go real quick. I know you got to go.
Yep.
Are they making Fighter 2?
Well, we're hoping for it. It's in the works. Hopefully, it can get made. Nothing's sketched in stone yet, but you know, I want to get it done. Mark wants to get it done, so hopefully we can do it.
Oh, I was going to say, because if Wahlberg backs out, I'm ready for it. No, Micky, it's a pleasure having you on Knockout TV. All the best. Stay healthy. Give my best to everybody, Dickie.
Thank you so much.
And just be healthy and keep doing it, man, because you're an inspiration to a lot of kids and to adults and everybody. And we were here at a book signing, and you're a gentleman. To everybody that walked through the ropes, and it's a real pleasure to have you on Knockout TV.
I appreciate it.
Thank you so much, Micky Ward.
Thank you.